Alright, since we can't buy a crummy old Dodge and not try to get it going, obviously, number one, this carburetor's been played with, it looks like, multiple times, so we're going to play with it some more. Maybe play with it a little better than the last guy. Hey, what do you think? Hey, 40 Dodge. Not a terrible car.
Pretty nice looking.
Nice old girl.
Nice looking old,
I don't even know what this model was called. I don't think it was a luxury liner. And then they had another one. Well, we'll look it up. It's a Canadian model because it's got the luxury liner bumper, but it's a small body. So it's just another weirdo Canadian hybrid Plymouth Dodge. So that's what we're going to call it. Usually these are Carters. I don't know for sure, but this is a Stromberg. So anyhow, we'll rip it apart and see what happens. So we're not going to overly painstakingly detail this because, you know, there's plenty of channels to watch carburetor rebuilds. Got both the wrenches you need to work on a 40 Dodge. Fraggers, get up onto the car, please. Thank you. Fraggers, I've never seen you so obsessed with the bottom of a car. What's under there? Hey, is it full of milk bones? Nope. Is it full of poo? And good thing I brought both the wrenches because I need this one. So we gave her the old college rebuild, college try, and oh, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Here we go. It's a Stromberg, which is weird, but maybe it's not weird. Maybe they all had that. We tested the accelerator pump and it seems to work well, and that's usually the system that'll give you the most trouble, so I consider it a success if we get the pump to work. And the rest of it seems okay. Didn't get too carried away. Blew it out, clean everything. So the only thing I didn't do is separate the bottom body from the middle, so there's a homemade gasket in there, and I'm hoping that that is not some major problem. So probably just pull the cap and see if I can clean the points, and then we can test. We'll put some power to the coil and we should be able to test it before we try firing it, but I'm pretty confident it'll go. These things are hammers, right? These old six bangers, they're hammers. Now we've got a vacuum advance line. Holy cow, first try. So we'll need to get a 3/8 on that guy, and then we've got our fuel line, which looks like it's straight in, so we just have to rotate this entire assembly. Oh wait, we're not hooking that up. The gas in the tank is probably not much good. Okay, well we'll put our homemade gas tank rig on there. Oh, and there might even be a choke cable for us. Look at that. There's a choke cable. Oops. Good thing I oiled my phone. There's an almost zero chance that this works, so I'm going to give this cable a pull. Let me know if that moves.
Yeah, it's going.
Okay. We were saying we gotta get it running or Tom will be mad. Okay, I'm gonna get the pliers and we're just gonna bend that little cable and we're done. Oh, throttle linkage. There, done. Done. Next will be plugs and points, and looks like one wire has been robbed for some tractor at some time. Oh, and Tom got me a new frost plug. Do you guys see that? See? One of the frost plugs is blown out. And Tom come over like right away. Oh, he's got everything. So we'll bang that in as soon as I get the block cleaned. And if that works, then we'll dump some gas, and if it fires, then we'll put some water in and go for a drive. Right? Because we had nothing else to do, we might as well fix this car up too. Yeah. Oh, have a look at this. We got these. These were all rusted solid. Look at Steve got those working. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Is it all the way up? down, and then you push on this till it falls. There we go.
Nice and tight.
And then you... Braggers, come here. Somebody. Right. Back on the 1940 Dodge, of course, because how could we not get this going? Well, we could not get it going because it might need more work than I'm prepared to do, but I don't think it does. So let's have a look at where we're at. Tom was so kind, and of course had the correct core plug at his house, so he dropped that off. And I'm just cleaning up the block here. Oop. I'm just cleaning up the block and getting that ready to go in. Looks like we're close. There's the before, nice. And another interesting thing we can see, I don't know what these were in your part of the world, but that, can you see the tube inside there? Anyway, that tube is this guy here. And that's an old-fashioned block heater. And you take out one of your head bolts and you put one of these hollow head bolts in, and then you slide down this resistance heater here. And yeah, that's what they used to run before they had the type where you would punch out a core plug and put it in there. So these were, they call them, I think, pencil style. It probably still works. Probably not going to try it. I'm probably going to unhook the main power feed to the rest of the car because the wiring, as we may have pointed out, is suspect. Everything else looking pretty fair. I cleaned the points. Somebody has put a cap and rotor on it at some point, trying to get it running, I suspect. I see a lot of slack in the timing chain, so that might also become a real issue if it won't start. I suspect it'll still go, but you know, it's not going to be ideal. So as soon as I get the core plug sorted, we'll pull the plugs and we'll have a look at those guys, and one wire is missing, which is kind of odd because they're not even very easy to take out, so I don't know, an odd one to steal, but there we have it. And if we bypass all of the car's electrical system, then we're not going to do any harm by spinning it over faster with a 12-volt battery. Well, I braved opening the glove box again, really just hoping to find some keys, because I thought, well, because of the way the coil is rigged on these, it would be not terrible to just turn the key to get it going. I didn't find the keys in the glove box, but I did find the old registration and a few of these. Now, I don't collect this type of thing, so I don't know anything about it, but it appears to be a series of photographs. They're not cards, but they're just photographs of hockey players. Looks like late 50s, 58 or so. You got your Boston and the Leafs, and the only one I recognize is, of course, Jacques Plante from the Canadiens. Really cool. Fun to see goalies not wearing masks, nobody wearing helmets. Anyway, fun old stuff. And if anybody knows anything about these, let me know. This stuff is all well outside my area, so I don't pretend to know anything about it. But yeah, kind of fun, and probably not worth anything. They've all got mouse damage, you know, so they have no real value as far as I'm concerned. If anybody knows differently, let me know, but I don't think they're headed for any museum anytime soon, except maybe this one. Alright, I spared us the gory details, and I've rigged up the old Will It Run rig here, and let's see where we're at. Got our electric fuel pump. I've robbed a coil from a different car because these cars have a very clever and crafty, you see how the positive post is missing there. It actually comes out the back and goes directly to the ignition switch, and it's all in a very nice armored insulator to discourage theft, which is a nice idea. And I just to get all that apart and pull the ignition out. I tried all the Dodge keys I have, none of them will turn it. So I just thought, you know what, the best thing for the car is to bypass that entire thing, leave it intact. So I did, and I've got this coil here from a slightly later car, it shouldn't matter. And I've got one plug wire replaced. I haven't even pulled the plugs yet. I just thought we'll see if we can get it to crank, and we'll see if we can get some gas in it and make sure that the carburetor float is actually working in the needle valve. And I've run the cable from the starter directly up here instead of underneath the car, and I've disconnected the power feed to the whole rest of the car. So the only thing that's getting power is the coil and the starter. So I can't cook the lights or the gauges or start a fire with all this sketchy exposed wiring. So it should, big question mark on that, should crank over if I've done this right. So I'm going to rig up a fuel can. Got my faithful hound here, very excited to see it go, hey? No? You don't care, you just like all the mice inside, eh? Oh boy. Probably should be mowing my lawn or something, but here we are. Watching for the pump to fill the carburetor and then slow down as the needle valve shuts it off, or it's going to start spraying gas everywhere. Or nothing. That's odd. Do I not have enough gas in there? There isn't much. Okay, right now. There we go. And yes. Something. Okay, so starter works. Oh, I smell something. Holy, works. Sweet. Good. Well, not actually too disappointed in that. I think she's going to need some gas. Yes. Well, that's very rich. Choke sort of closed. Oops, gotta turn the coil on. Try it again. Okay, so we better start checking stuff. See if we got any spark. Alright. Looks like I'm going to need a volunteer to help me determine, so I can't be inside the car and outside at the same time. So I'm going to pause this while we conscript some unlucky bastards, and I'm actually pretty confident that it should go. Maybe in the meantime I'll just clean the plugs for laughs, because it's pretty unlikely that they're awesome. But it turns over, which is great. Fuel pump works, carburetor seems to be close, and the ignition system on these is pretty simple, so I'm not too worried about getting that right. I re-cleaned the points. They were a little cruddier than I thought. I'd already done them once and they weren't good enough, so I did them again, cleaned them again, and now it looks like I got spark. At least just when you reach inside, you can open the points with a little screwdriver and have the coil wire against a ground, and it snapped, and it wasn't doing that before. So I'm going to, what are we going to do here? We'll run our little rig, get some gas in there, which we got, coil on, and let's see what happens. Woo! Something. Well, that's better than I thought. Well, it's not, but it's better than nothing. That's definitely a pop. Well, we'll give her the old just pump the gas routine. There. One pump for every decade since it's run. Hey, breakers. Look out, please. Well, not bad. Okay. Just realized that I probably have 10 sets of new plugs for these engines, so I'm just going to throw a set of plugs in it because, you know, why am I torturing myself here? I did find a nice new set of plugs for it. Took the old ones out, wasn't really sure what to expect. Can we get that? That's what they were doing. So they had the electrodes bent over almost to nothing. Will that even focus? There we go. You can see it's almost no gap, and I don't know, I mean, it might have run on that, but not very easily. So, now of course it might still not run, so let's just see what happens. We got everything hooked up here, some gas, and try it again. I think the valves are pretty fuzzy, probably not getting very good compression. Oh, that's something. Oh. Well, that was exciting. I didn't really see what was happening there. Was it blowing back through the carb? Because if it was, then we got a valve problem. Fun. Well, let's see who's home and who's not. It's very exciting. Sounds awesome. Okay. Number 6 is cold. Number 2 is definitely hot. 1 is hot. 1, 2, and 3 are hot. 4, 5, and 6 are cold. We have no coolant in it, so it can't run for more than a minute. But if we can get it to run for a minute, I'm thinking that if we bash those valves up and down a bit, it might start firing. It definitely started out on 1 or 2, and now sweet. I think it's got no compression. I would be willing to bet. Means the head's got to come off, and that means it's outside of what we're doing today. Who's there, Fringers? Hey, Dom.
What's with this? Is it running?
Well, kinda.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, kinda. Means it doesn't run very well. I think that it's got no compression in 2 cylinders. It does run, but it's pretty you know.
Well, you got the
I
cross
put the plug in, yes, thank you.
And it works?
Perfect, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh, if you ever need anything, just ask me.
yeah, thanks.
I've
Well,
got
you
it.
got one of everything pretty much.
I
eh?
fucking yeah, and a lot of things too.
Yeah, well, that's good. If you got 2, then you can give me one.
Yeah, well, I did.
Yeah, that's right. It's working.
Yeah.
We got,
But I'm saving the other one in case I buy one.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I just happen to have one for sale. Maybe you need a nice old Dodge to fix
No, I don't.
It's
need
not as
spot
rusty
ball.
as your
No. No, actually, this thing's in better shape than the Chevy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Better shape than most of my cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what was in it. Look at that old girl, eh? Bent
Oh,
right over.
fuck. These fucking things are... Huh?
Yeah, they're fine.
They,
right?
I think the gap was a little tight on them, so...
It's all she'll do, buddy. But hey, it started.
They sound like that one every day.
Yeah, it's too bad I had my hopes up there, but
Well,
maybe
it
we'll
runs,
check
right?
the compression.
It runs. Yeah.
So 4 and 6 are the only ones we gotta check. Okay, you clear?
Okay.
Clear the fan.
Yeah. Nothing.
Okay, there you go.
Nothing on that one.
Okay, clear.
Yep. No.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Well, this one may be a little bit.
Yeah,
See,
but
I
I
got
mean-
a little bit of shit on my fingers, eh? You know. Not much.
Not much.
No.
Yeah, so
That
you
wouldn't
think
be-
5 or 6 psi? Atmospheric?
If you would have had a gauge, I don't know if it would
It
even
wouldn't have
wiggle
registered
the
yet.
fucking
It wouldn't
thing.
even wiggle the needle. So that's too bad. But there's no way of fixing it without pulling the head
you
off.
got to pull the head and then just tap them and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, you could have it running in a day. It's
Yeah.
just it's another day.
Yeah.
It's another day's work.
Well,
Yeah, it's
mice
too bad.
have
The oil
chewed
pressure came right up.
Yeah.
It's got good oil pressure.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't knock. Yeah, I think the engine would be fine if you
could just
those.
get those valves loose.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, maybe it's worth it. Huh? Okay. Well, I gotta go.
all right. Well, thanks for checking her out. That's where we got to. I'm just happy the starter's good and everything. I mean, you could easily get her going. probably was running fine when he shut it off. Just
Well, just seized up on, yeah,
yeah, just sat from
rusted up.
rusted out from sitting around.
Okay, I gotta go.
But that's the way she goes,
I'm
buddy.
fucking bag.
Dang, yeah, you work too much. Yeah, you guys let me know if you think we should pull the head off. I think the engine's basically sound, other than it's got a couple of valves that are stuck.
They've been in the family for a long time, but other than that, not much.
We've got some watches from a relative here. Oh, I forgot about that one. That one's for me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we'll do that one last. Yeah,
do that
that
one
was
last.
mine.
Ooh, not bad. Okay. So this would be a Hamilton, circa 1920s. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a 974, 16 size. The case is pretty worn out. That's pretty brassed out. That used to be all gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that would have been all gold. So, okay, that's cool. Look at that. It wants to run. Sure. It's running fine. Yeah, so that's a nice watch. That's a high grade watch.
Hamilton.
It's a Hamilton, yeah.
Circa
So
20s?
1920s, yeah. Like I'll check the serial number on it and get you an accurate date.
Lancaster, PA, 1974. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
974. So
What's that other thing that's on
it's a fob. I haven't read it yet, but I mean the thing is, some people collect these fobs too. What's the fob say? It's Iowa Manufacturing, Cedar Plus Crushers.
Oh yeah, he worked for a gravel company hauling gravel. And his
Cedar
brother
Rapids,
owned
Iowa. So yeah,
Next.
that's a gravel crusher.
it. His brother had a gravel crushing company in Dale
maybe
Grove,
it belonged to him.
So it may have been his brother's. Who knows?
But you figure early
Mid-20s. Yeah,
1920s.
mid-20s. I mean,
Look at it, it's going along there.
oh yeah, that Hamilton will run forever. The key thing is it hasn't got a broken balance. It looks like somebody took the regulator whip apart, but other than that, it's all there. 17 joules, so that's a better grade watch. And
Very nice.
Jewels, what is that?
well,
Bearings,
joules,
essentially.
it's bearings, yeah. So the thing is, these things here are all sapphire jewels. Okay, so there's one on each side of the pivot, and the gear sits inside of that, so it rotates inside it. So it's a bearing race. So there's 17 of them. There's 7 in the balance, so that's your first 7, and then the rest are for all these wheels.
Instead of Babbitt, it's got
Instead of
jewels.
Babbitt's, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and these jewels, like they'll last forever as long as they don't crack.
So, is it an old wives' tale about putting some STP in there?
Keep the pressure up there.
Keep the pressure up.
Yeah,
No, you
right.
don't want to do that. So that's
Oh,
cool.
that's really nice.
So it
It's-
just runs dry. You do nothing but keep it clean.
Yeah, it's in great shape. Like the watch itself is in great shape. I would probably find a better case for that, and then just keep it or polish that thing right out.
That is the original.
Yeah, just get whatever the little bit that's left on there is
Yeah.
polished off.
I mean,
What is that? What is the case now?
the case is brass.
Looks great.
It's-
That's the original case.
Yeah, it would be. Here again, originality is everything, and I mean it's a relative's watch, so you know you want to keep it as it pretty much was.
Yeah, that's
to
the thing
me,
with all
as
this
long
stuff.
as they function, that would be
Yeah.
the greatest part of
Like
it.
that
They
thing
work.
there, I probably don't even have to do a thing to it. You know, it's running beautifully right now.
Hey, what's next?
So what's
Unbelievable
next?
find.
Here we have an Elgin Hunter. Okay, it's in a Hunter configuration. Hunter means that basically it's a sidewinder. It's got the knob at the 3 o'clock position. It's designed to be in a case that has a lid. Okay, a lot of people put them in open face cases like this, but it's designed to be in one with a lid. So that's an Elgin, and that case is from about the 1930s. The watch is probably going to be significantly older. I'll open it up and we'll find out. Oh,
I'm gonna focus.
that looks nice.
Oh.
So that is an
Sorry.
Elgin Watch Co. What do we got here? or does it say 15? Yeah, 15 joules, so that's a standard one. This one will
That'd be
probably
perfect.
run. It's banked.
It's what?
It's banked. Like, see how it stops there?
Yeah.
What happens is that the impulse pin is off the fork, so the fork is stopping it, so it bounces off of it instead of
Catching it
catching it and going in. Okay, so this one here, 2 minutes, and I could probably have it running again. It looks like it's got a mainspring. Yeah, the balance doesn't feel too bad, so we should have a balance, and it looks like it has a hairspring, so that one will run.
What,
Will it run?
What do we have an approximate date?
Age?
Sorry.
1890s.
Well, the
Really?
movement's that much older than the watch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So originally it may have been in a Hunter case. Like the thing is, when you bought these things new, you bought the movement and then you bought a case, and you put it in anything. So you never know if this thing's sitting in an original case or not. That'll be a nice run.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
Hamilton as well. That looks like a nice Hamilton too.
Looking like 1920s.
Yep. Yeah, 1920s.
Interesting. So what is this one? It's another Hamilton, you
It's
said?
another Hamilton. Might be the same model as the other one was. Yep. It's an 8. This is a 974. 17 joules, the same watch.
Oh, yeah? So different face entirely, though,
Oh,
right?
well, that makes sense with the brothers then. They may have gotten matching watches at one time.
Well, let's see if this
This
guy
thing's
runs.
still sweeping away, no problem.
Okay, it needs a cleaning.
So it'll kind of half-ass go.
It wants to, but it's not happy.
Yeah. There's a great font on that, eh? They're both terrific.
This was in Frank
So
Nitty's
you think
pocket.
it's same movement with just two completely different?
Yeah, probably a few years apart.
Yeah. Kind of like the old bumpers and trim update for.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Give away the old
I'd be
concept
happy
for
to
30
give those a home. It's almost like that Egyptian craze kind of font, you know?
The nice thing about all these is they've got all their hands. Okay, even the second hand, usually that's busted off or missing somewhere.
So you figure that both those other two can be made to work,
All of them can
Based
be
on-
made to work.
based on the amount of stuff that's
Oh, yeah.
missing and broken.
It would take me about 10 or 15 minutes. I can get them all running.
That would be
and I mean, the
awesome.
thing is,
You have to add a-
like what I would, no, there's no parts added. Like what I would do with them
Parts and labor included.
is strip them completely down, like take
Yeah.
them completely apart and clean them all up. And then, usually what I'll do with them is, clean them up, polish them up, and make them look like this.
Oh, look at that. Man, that is sweet.
Sure, it's noisy.
That's not
Yeah, like
my
I'm in
wife.
some-
She complains about that.
Oh, every room she walks into is just like some weird Hitchcock kind of
Oh, yeah.
what do we got here?
That is a 1902 or 3 bun, Illinois bun. It's one of their better makes. That one is rail grade for the day, and it's an 18 size watch, so it's slightly bigger than those other ones. The two Hamiltons are 16 size, and the Elgin is an 18 size. The 18 size was the biggest one. 16 size became popular after about 1910.
Miniaturization, man.
Miniaturization.
Yeah. That is beauty.
And then the thing is, with the car theme, we have the Studebaker, about 1927 or so, just before they.
And to be sure, the same company.
It's the same
They
company.
actually made the movement, not just a promotional product.
No, it was not a promotional product.
No.
The Studebaker brothers owned the South Bend Watch Company, and that was their top line watch, was the Studebaker. The better one was the Studebaker President, and it had 23 joules, and it was, this one I think only has 21. And this is a high-end movement. It's not quite rail grade, but it's pretty close. And I'll turn it over and open it up.
So when it's running well, it's got a big happy swing on the
Yeah,
main
it would be a little
wheel
bit bigger
there.
of a swing, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that swing is not a happy swing, so I'm gonna have to
that's
figure out
like-
what's going on with that thing. We'll go back into the key winds, and we'll go back in time a little bit. So this
Back in
is-
time.
So this is an 1860s Waltham. It's the watch that basically destroyed the English watch industry. Assembly line made,
Wow,
yeah, one of the
look at
first
that.
assembly line made watches. It's a model 1857. It's one of their cheaper lines. It's the Home Watch Company, but it's basically what a working man would carry around with him and swing in a bar fight. That watch actually would have retailed for about $3.
So a guy could afford it.
A guy could afford it. That one, yeah. It's in a nickel. It's in a nickel case. They put up with a lot of beating, and the thing is, parts are still very plentiful for that.
So not as fancy.
Not as fancy, no.
Purposeful watch is just
Yeah. So then we'll go to the oldest one here. So that's a Julien
Sorry.
Leroy.
Leroy.
Or Leroy, whatever.
Yeah,
And he was a maker to the French king, so he would have made watches for King Louis XV. This one is dated 1742 or thereabouts. It is what's called a repeater. It's made for people who are, let's say, have bad eyesight. So when you push the plunger down, it will actually count off the hours and the minutes. So it'll have one gong going for the hours, ding, 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 and then a higher pitch one for the minutes, in factors of 10.
Unbelievable.
And it's still running. It hasn't been cleaned in probably 100 years.
I have cars like that.
It's gold. It's it's made with ormolu, which was a process that actually killed people. It's mercury-filled gilding.
It's
It's the best.
Oh, yeah. That's how they would rate it, is how many peasants died putting it on.
Vapor would kill you. Yeah.
mercury or film.
Oh, look at this, eh? If you didn't know it was real, you'd think that this was something that somebody made up. If you weren't sitting here looking at this, you'd be like, "Ah, bullshit."
50 years before the
Look at
French
this.
Revolution.
Look at it. It's ridiculous. It's like if somebody handed you an automatic transmission made out of trees, and it worked. You know, look at this. Look at underneath here. It's like a little miniature, like
see one of
flour
the-
mill.
You can see one of the gongs here. There.
There's some gongs. You know. Oh yeah. Look at, there's a little guy on a pony.
Where did you find this? A shipwreck off the Greek island? Was that
Yeah.
Look, you wouldn't think, but you know,
Actually, I rescued it from.
I
a
just
scrapper.
like how whimsical it is. Like, only the French. Oh, darling, look what I have crafted up for you.
Well, you notice there's hardly any screws on it. It's all pinned together.
Oh, does it say Citroën somewhere?
Yeah.
It's not very rusty. it
Actually,
can't
the
be.
Leroy company is still in business today.
Not leaving LHM.
It's not leaking fluids anywhere.
No, it's not leaking fluids. Yeah,
Look at it go, though. That's so
it's
cool.
running happily. So I don't know if you can see the chain and the barrel.
Yeah.
I don't know if
for
you
sure.
can. The fuse
Oh,
would
yeah, I
be
see
on
it
that
there.
side. Yeah.
You see it on the left side? At
Yeah.
my stage left there. Look at that.
What a work of art.
What a thing, hey? Look at the size of the thing.
That's miniaturization.
Man.
So none of those are barn finds.
This one is. I bought this one as parts. Rescued it from a scrapper. The guy was going to scrap it.
She's gonna scrap it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a big magnet that pulls it over?
Yeah, right. It's even in a big pile.
It's like Corvette summer, eh? Mark's down here and he's seeing it going by. He's like, oh my god, and a little emblem falls.
Leroy Summer, I remember that. Oh yeah, when they stack them up.
They stack them up like that.
They're ruined after that.
Sacrilege.
This is Matt's wife Cassie's Hopalong Cassidy watch. So we're
And those novelty watches actually are worth a fair bit of money, surprisingly enough.
this is really cool.
That's an Ingram, I think.
Anybody out there with parts, send us a note. We need
That's
a
right.
we need
We
a
need-
Hopalong Cassidy or possibly a mid '60s Mickey Mouse or
Yeah, that'll do the same thing. We need a balance. We need a balance and a hairspring.
balance and a hairspring. No, we'll get it fixed up. Anyway, send us a note. If you, we might as well throw it out there. Look what happened with the tire ashtrays. That was crazy. This is a really fun watch.
Yeah, get a spare movement for it and I'll fix it up.
Yeah. episode of Shit Work. Shit Work. Today,
this fits the
on Shit Work, changing your weather stripping in your old Ford van. What are you doing in there? You taking the outside stuff off?
Yeah, for the most part. Trying to get all the glue.
So what's the occasion?
Oh, same as usual. Going to go get another car.
Van trip.
First long one.
Yeah.
So
So now time to fix all the stuff you skipped
yeah,
3 years ago.
yeah, like the just all the NVH stuff really.
MPH stuff.
Yep. Leaky windshield,
Oh, that's harsh.
whistling
Super
doors,
harsh. Whistling doors, lots of N.
everything rattling.
That's lots of V.
Oh
And
no, that's
leaky
lots of
windshield is
H.
lots of H.
Yeah.
Super harsh. So a de-harshification for the, what is this model?
Club wagon.
For the Club Wagon. Craigers does not approve of this new project. What? What do you got to do today? Oh, our favorite thing, sanding the rust around the windshield frame.
That's pretty sweet.
Good progress so far. Got the Unispotter fitting. Right? I mean, seems pretty self-explanatory. You can do a couple more if you want. It looks about perfect. We wouldn't want to find out that it's not even stuck. You just can't just fall off.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Good. Yeah, well, I mean, you can keep practicing if you want.
That'll be good.
You want to try putting a clip on one? Yeah. Well, not really any problem there.
No, no real.
You
magic.
hammered that on there too. Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
No movement.
Hit it. And you can grind all these off.
Hey.
Done. Beauty.
So we're somewhere in this neighborhood.
Yeah. I'll grab another handful of ammo, eh? Just going through it like storming the beaches here.
Yeah, just
Here, I'm just putting a tray
cannon fodder.
of it down here. A belt. No, it's way too far left. Like everything else.
A little high, but good enough.
That's what we say about a lot of things. This is the infernal racket.
Oh, it'll be over in a minute. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Take two where you pretend you know what you're doing.
I don't know. I don't really even know
Okay.
enough to know how to pretend to know what I'm
Right.
doing.
Steven's how to machine stuff show is not off to a real roaring start here. I was for just hitting it with the grinder, but I got vetoed by the Do It Right patrol again here. The shit work touch-up has kind of turned into a shit snowball.
It is quite the shitty snowstorm here.
It's gotten from, the windshield leaks to,
Now we got the
better
clutch out.
spin the flywheel.
It's escalated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Getting a
And,
little out of hand.
hey, synchro's
Oh.
going in, second gear synchro. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
All this
green
was
gear.
wrecked.
Yeah. That explains the odd noise while cranking over. I thought it was in the starter.
Yeah, there's a few chunkies, hey.
I think it is how you say shout air.
It's shout error. was pretty cool, hey? What did you end up taking off?
14 with a final
And then a power pass.
single thou pass.
Yeah.
So 15 total.
15 total. Nice. That's a lot more than we thought.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought.
It's cool because you could, when you hit
Yeah.
the hard spots, you could tell.
Oh, and they come out too, eh? Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. That looks really
Yeah, they weren't
nice.
super deep, so.
Yeah, right on. Well, it was juddery and nasty.
And the ring gear,
The ring gear was broken.
So,
And I was lobbying really hard for it to say, fuck it, so. So, I was happy to be wrong there.
nope, I'm pretty happy with that.
Take it off,
Fresh flywheel.
Slam her back together.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Disc slam? I'd never heard pad slam before, so now everything's a slam.
Never heard of the pad slam?
I never heard of pad slam. No, that was totally new.
You
to me.
just chuck some pads out.
Yeah, well, I just didn't know that it was called a pad slam.
Yeah.
I was ready to go back in. Okay, now on to the destroyed linkage,
Yeah.
right? And the snowball
The next
keeps picking
adventure
up speed.
is Snowball.
What are you doing now? You're going to weld up all the linkage and then turn it back down to its correct size,
Yeah,
because
because it's all
fucking...
it's all got 500,000 K on it.
Yeah,
Everything
this van
is just
has
worn out.
miles and miles. And everything that has a moving part is shagged.
And then never gets fixed. I guess here's the shifter linkage for the Econoline.
How did it go today?
Oh, some progress. So I got a whole bunch of cleaning done. Flywheel is in and torqued. Side cover of the engine is replaced, the gasket. The transmission input seal is in. And that was about as far as I got.
Nice. Wait a second. Looks like another satisfied customer at Al's Speedy Diamonds while you wait. Okay, we all get one guess what kind of car this is for.
I think that's the game that everybody
Yeah.
should play, yeah. I think that's the game.
So it looks like you're also commandeering the remains of the top secret diamond plate supply.
That's a bit of a takeover.
It was we're releasing the strategic diamond plate reserves.
It's barter for roofing.
That's right.
Yeah,
It seems like a pretty fair deal.
yeah. I have
Diamonds,
plans for it, put it that way.
It's gonna be nice.
I have plans.
The Mini back on the road this year.
You know it.
There's the repaired linkage going back in.
A lot.
Oh, look at that. Down to 0 now. That is nice. And still rotates. Now we see why it has to rotate.
There we go. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to adjust it
Clutch
later.
is in. Transmission's back in.
Roughly.
And now what? Now you got linkage, drive shaft.
Just everything else.
Just put it back together, basically.
Yeah.
And so you're saying transmission is gonna need going through?
Oh yeah, it's gonna need a rebuild. Yeah. No, when I
But
had
not
the
today.
when I had the no. When I had the front cover off to do the seal, which is like comically hard. There's
Yeah.
no, but still intact.
And you're saying the front main shaft bearing is kind of
Yeah, the front you can see pitting.
that's pitted, yeah.
Yeah, it's pitted.
Growling a bit. Oh yeah.
Feel no give in that.
Oh, it's just like porcelain.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
even worse than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Then-
$500,000.
Then the
eh?
throw out.
Was it making noise?
No,
Huh, well,
you couldn't hear it over everything else.
yeah.
Then the
So
ring
you put a new
gear,
one in.
teeth on the ring gear
Yeah,
being
right.
broken
New
off.
teeth. Yeah. Yeah.
Never done a pilot bushing, which
Oh yeah.
the bread trick.
The bread trick. Yeah. that's
There's,
a
I
cool
had the
trick,
proper
yeah.
tool and everything with the slide hammer and beat on it, beat on it, beat on it. Didn't move even a thousandth of an inch.
Yeah.
Then you get the bread.
Just pound bread into
Yeah.
it.
I found artisan prairie gold sunflower bread to be especially useful.
That's your pilot bushing loaf
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. This is yeah, pilot
that's
bushing.
A sneaky trick.
Oh,
I
and it
can't wait
worked.
to try that. Yeah.
It worked.
Oh, you
unbelievably
essentially hydraulicked it out.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
What a great idea.
When it started working, I was just like, bullshit.
Are you kidding?
I
Yeah.
thought that was the backyard hack way when you don't have the proper tool.
Yeah.
Turns out it works 1,000 times better than the
Than
actual proper tool.
Yeah. So,
finish up transmission.
T minus
well, T minus till it's done the next few days. And then front shocks, I have to reinstall the vent window and reassemble the whole driver's door again.
Okay, so you
I got to replace the dash. I got to replace the dog
Are you doing that
house.
here?
We'll see. There's a big list still.
Yeah.
The list has not gotten smaller in the last week.
No.
It's just
The truck's just gotten better.
Yeah.
The list stayed the same way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, windshield's in.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't get to see that.
Windshield's
Let's
back
see.
in. Trim isn't back on yet though. That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
All new clips again.
Nice. All new, not leaking though. That's
Hopefully.
huge.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It's a little harsh when you're driving and it's dripping on you.
No,
as you're
it's
driving.
no fun at all. Well, you can see it's not going to leak because you can see where the glue touched it. That's good. I'm just so happy you could get them and they weren't even that much money.
Oh, they cut it out and didn't break it, so.
Dash, that's a bit of a job.
That's not. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
But
nobody likes dashboard change.
But
and then
this one is this
all
dash
the
is
paint's
terrible.
done in
So.
here. Right, that's a lot extra. Well, this is the stuff that makes it actually nice.
I'm not looking forward to putting the vent window back in.
What would you rate Shit Week on a success ratio? 75?
65.
65?
65. A generous 65.
Oh, I
This is
see
one of
windshield
those-
trim.
Yeah, well, what? It's 1 in the morning, and I'm trying to install cruise control.
Yeah, well,
Just the.
hand throttle.
Yep. Ow.
Why? Oh, I see. You're installing it so you can make the pieces as you go.
Yes. Rapid prototyping,
Yes. As
also called.
and we're back. Wow, the dash looks awesome.
A lot better than it did.
What a save. That
Oh,
looks
no
so
wonder it
good.
made so much noise, though.
Oh, it was just thrown in.
Oh no, but it was like it
How
was
do you like the
missing.
glass
It was
with the
missing
moldings?
about 65% of the screws. And
Yeah,
the
oh yeah,
bars
thrown in.
actually went together, and it was broken.
And how were you happy with the windshield, the way it went on? How did the windshield molding go?
Oh, as you'd expect.
Shit nightmare.
Yeah.
Half the day.
No,
That's good.
just kind of banged it on there.
How's the shift linkage?
Pretty good it seems, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like the clutch is dragging at least a little bit.
Yeah. How do you like you got the window in, you got the rubbers back in?
Oh, it's way better already.
How does the door feel when you close it? Thumpy
Oh, it's
thump?
it's tight, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily the seal.
Yeah. A much nicer place to be in.
Already,
With
yeah.
2 layers
Nice
of sound
seat.
deadener on it.
Sure. Oh yeah, man.
And a dash isn't broken and rattling. and I do
wish
thi-
you'd
I
have
think-
time to put a door panel on, because that's a huge difference.
Oh, I'll be putting the door panel on.
Yeah.
Just the little steel guy.
Yeah,
here.
whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right on. It's gonna be great. You're leaving in the morning-ish?
In theory. That's what I've been saying the last few days.
Been waiting for just the perfect weather situation?
Yeah. I had to wait till it snowed 6 inches
Yeah. Then drive through the mountains.
with 1-wheel drive.
Yeah. All right, we look forward to, you're taking a camera, right? And taking lots of pictures? I mean, video?
If I remember.
You'll edit it all too, right? Make it really funny and awesome. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the show today. We always do have a good time putting it together, and hope you get a kick out of the old junkers and the rest of it. And the Menace, who's over there. Please leave us a comment or hit the old like button if you think we should pull the head off and get the last cylinder going. I didn't really want to, but I can always be talked into bringing it up to an even 6. And again, please double check if you think you're subscribed to the show. Every time I ask people to double check, several hundred people have been unsubscribed. So if you don't mind checking, that would be great. Yeah, so thanks very much. We'll see everybody in a few days. Hope you enjoy the old Dodge as much as I did, and the old Pontiac here. Having a lot of fun. We got one more surprise in store for us here. Hey, what do you want? You getting in there? Frankers really likes the Dodge, so. Also, I just want to extend a very special and grateful thank you again to the patrons of the show who make it possible to do and put the amount of time in that it takes to make something that is I think, watchable. So thank you guys again so much. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you very soon. This is a regular contributor.
Same old shit.